My dark chocolate pomegranate and cardamom panna cotta, an insider's view on Cape Town cuisine, and the ultimate and very traditional braai experience. The last few years have seen Cape Town take its position as a centre for culinary excellence and innovation, and I've come to meet Abigail Donnelly, who'll be able to tell me more. Abigail Donnelly is an award-winning food writer and editor of Eat Out magazine.
Cape Town is so exciting.
Yeah.
We kind of like to know that we are the culinary capital of South Africa.
Cape Townians themselves just love to experience all these new ideas and concepts, and they're not frightened by it.
They're not, and they're not frightened to voice their opinion as well and to give feedback.
So how are artisan restaurants and food truckers, are they sharing the same success?
They are. Limoncello has been a restaurant in Cape Town, a very successful Italian restaurant for a while. And he decided, okay, well, he'll get a fabulous truck. And it's so successful that he's actually closed Limoncello restaurant. And that will be his focus.
And what about the township?
The townships are exciting. I mean, that's really authentic food, but more is about the meat. And that's what's celebrated in the townships. And it's the smileys, it's the big lamb's heads on the oaken braais. And then there's a fabulous place called Mazzoli's. He is the braai master of South Africa. It has the cuts of meat that sometimes you don't see in the supermarkets. And he has 2 huge cold rooms, which is just full of carcasses. And people flock there.
Armed with suggestions from Abigail, I'm off for 2 very different experiences. First stop is one of Cape Town's townships, Guguletho, for one of the city's most talked about meateries. Umzoli's was opened in Guguletho in 2003 and first started selling meat from a garage. By 2006, it had become one of the most popular hangouts for fried or barbecued meat in Cape Town. Umzoli's is all about fresh meat, which customers choose and buy, and which is then fried in the traditional South African way on open coals. And meat lovers can enjoy their food amongst fellow revelers. Wait, is this a butcher or is this a restaurant?
This is a butcher, it's a restaurant also.
Do I order my meat here?
Order your meat here.
I'll have a bit of beef braai, some sausages and lamb chops.
And do you like some sauce? So if you've got sauce too here.
Oh,
barbecue marinade sauce.
Oh, and what's in it?
Yeah, I can't tell you, it's a secret sauce.
Why can't you tell me?
No.
Shall I guess?
You can guess it.
There's a bit of garlic in there.
Yes.
Some lemon. Is there a brown sauce in this? Barbecue sauce. Interesting.
Yeah. Come, let's go this side. Where we fry the meat.
Whatever the ingredients, I'm sure the sauce will make a delicious difference when I taste my meat feast. But first, we've got to cook it. How long is the meat going to take?
It's going to take only about 10 minutes.
Oh, 10 minutes?
Yeah.
How much meat do you go through every day?
We cut about 10 sheep on the
10 sheep?
10 lambs, on the fixed day.
It's extraordinary, this whole concept where you're a butcher as well as a restaurant, and people want to just have their meat cooked also. When the meat is ready, it's served with maize meal porridge called pap and shakalaka, which is a spicy vegetable relish. This meat is absolutely delicious and tasty. It's nicely cooked, especially the barbecue sauce. This chakalaka certainly blows one's mind. That was the ultimate braai or barbecue. Authentic, tasty and traditional. But I'm back on the road for my next Cape Town culinary experience, which is a little more contemporary. The meat at Umzoli's was rather tasty, but I really have a hankering for something sweet at one of Cape Town's popular food trucks. The food truck movement, which started in the USA, has arrived in Cape Town and is one of the hottest food trends in the city, serving up gourmet delicacies to the locals. I'm meeting Luca Castiglione, 3rd generation from Naples and co-owner of Cape Town Food Trucks, who aims to bring authentic Italian food to the best spots in Cape Town, and Limoncello is the first in a fleet of trucks. So Luca, tell me, what is it that you serve here?
We bake from pizzas, calzones to meat and fish dishes, risottos and special pastas, or things like this parmigiana, which is a baked aubergine dish, the parmigiana di melanzane, which is a very typical Napolitan dish.
The afternoon rush seems to have arrived, and I'm going to have to earn my keep. I must say, this is absolutely divine. Seriously.
There's our risotto as well, which is very popular, the veggie risotto.
Luca adds his gourmet twist to another Italian favorite, and I feel I'm about to get my just desserts.
What's this, Luca? This is a panna cotta. You the spice prince. I'm the panna cotta king. Okay, let me show you. Actually, what I did is I make this mixed summer berry sauce.
Yeah.
Which we basically just boil in some water. We don't put sugar, so we just keep the berry flavor with it. That should be the right consistency. Not too hard, not too soft.
Oh, it's lovely. And it's not so sweet also. It's just lovely, lovely balance of flavors. Luca's made a wonderful traditional panna cotta, which has inspired me to put a more exotic twist to this classic dish. I'm going to make a chocolate and cardamom panna cotta. We've got some dark chocolate here, about 200 grams. I've got 3 leaves of gelatine. I've got 400 milliliters of cream. I have some rose petals to garnish with, some pomegranates, pistachio nuts, some rose syrup, and some mint leaves. Now here, I've got some cardamom. There's about a teaspoon of ground cardamom. I've got 2 tablespoons of sugar and 200 milliliters of milk. I'm going to put the heat to the pan, and to that I'm going to add my milk, the sugar, and the cardamom. And in this pan, there's some water, and I'm going to melt my chocolate. Now, when you want to melt chocolate, make sure that the bowl does not touch the water, because when you're actually melting chocolate, you want the heat from the water to melt this, to allow the chocolate to be nice and glossy. But if it touches the water, there's going to be direct heat, and that chocolate will end up becoming rather dull and grainy. Now, this has come to the boil. Let's give that a nice stir. In the meantime, I'm going to get some water for my gelatine leaves. Leaves really dissolve beautifully, so I'm going to put a leaf at a time and just allow this to sit in the water for about a minute or two. See that the chocolate is melting rather nicely. You could either use cooking chocolate or commercial chocolate, and I quite like to use chocolate which has a high cocoa point. So now I'm going to pour my cream. Using a whisk, I'm going to whisk this rather slowly so that it all incorporates and it doesn't spill over the pan. So I'm going to pour this milk onto my chocolate mixture. Now my gelatine's been soaking, and I'm going to squeeze. You can see, look at that. It's literally gone very soft. Now this goes into my mixture. There are other alternatives using gelatin. You can use agar-agar, which actually comes from seaweed, and it does the same trick. And it's vegetarian. You have to make sure that it is dissolved well. And if you're in any doubt, you can always strain the mixture before it goes into the mold. But I think this has dissolved rather beautifully. It makes it easier when you pour the mixture into a jug. I'm going to allow this mixture to cool, and then I'll put it in the fridge for a minimum of 2 hours, ideally overnight. I think these panna cotta are nicely set. It's best to put it in some hot water for about 30 seconds. So you just put it onto the surface, and that will help in releasing the set panna cotta. Methinks it's out. Oh, voila! Now all we're going to do is to adorn it with some rose syrup. Now you can buy rose syrup from any Middle Eastern or Asian shop. Now some pretty rose petals, scattering of some slivered pistachio nuts. This is called the adornment. And so a few mint leaves just lifts the dish. A very dainty dish. And this definitely merits a cup of tea. It's so naughty and decadent, and the flavors of the cardamom and the combination of the rose syrup really works. For all the recipes and the details of my African